In a moment that has stunned the entire wrestling world, AEW's Jon Moxley just did the unthinkable, invading WWE Raw and confronting Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman in a segment that will go down in wrestling history. The lights went out, and when they came back on, Moxley stood in the center of a WWE ring for the first time in years. The crowd exploded. The tension was electric. And then, boom, a paradigm shift sent Rollins crashing down. This wasn't just a return. It was a declaration of war. The forbidden door is gone. Wrestling will never be the same. The wrestling world shattered. Jon Moxley storms WWE Raw. Holy WWE fans, brace yourselves. Last night, the wrestling universe was rocked to its core. In a moment so electrifying, so unpredictable, it instantly carved its place into wrestling history. AEW's very own Jon Moxley shattered the sacred forbidden door with a jaw-dropping, unannounced appearance on WWE Raw. The atmosphere inside the arena was nothing short of absolute pandemonium. As the lights dimmed and tension thickened, the crowd erupted in disbelief and awe. A superstar once synonymous with WWE under the name Dean Ambrose had stormed into WWE's fortress, standing toe-to-toe with the man who betrayed their brotherhood years ago, Seth Rollins, and the ever-calculating Paul Heyman. This was not just an invasion. This was a declaration that the wrestling world as we know it will never be the same again. An unexpected collision of brotherhood and betrayal. For the wrestling faithful, this confrontation was layered with years of rich, painful history. Rollins, once a Shield brother alongside Moxley, now brandished the prestigious Money in the Bank briefcase, a symbol of power and potential devastation. Paul Heyman, the mastermind behind Rollins' recent rise and the enigmatic puppet master of his faction, looked every bit the manipulative architect, pulling the strings with cold precision. When the arena's lights abruptly cut out during Seth Rollins' victory speech, an ominous hush fell over the crowd. The anticipation was suffocating. Then, as if ripped from the pages of a dream or nightmare, the lights surged back on. There, standing in the center of the ring, was Jon Moxley. Mic in hand, eyes locked on his former Shield brother and his sinister ally. The arena exploded in a chorus of stunned gasps, cheers, and disbelief. "Long time no see," Moxley's cold smirk and fiery message. Jon Moxley's smirk was a chilling reminder of the man who once bled inside WWE's squared circle, but now operated on his own terms. His voice, dripping with venom and dark humor, sliced through the roar of the crowd. "Long time no see, Seth," he said, his gaze cutting straight through Rollins and then locking onto Heyman. "Still playing puppet master, I see." Security personnel rushed in, but Moxley was quicker, sharper. With a devastating explosion of violence, he dropped his mic and executed the paradigm shift with brutal precision. Seth Rollins crumpled to the mat, unconscious, as Paul Heyman scrambled backward, terror etched across his face. This was more than just an attack. It was a reckoning. The paradigm shift, payback for years of betrayal. That iconic paradigm shift was not merely a flashy wrestling move. It was a symbolic act of vengeance. For years, Jon Moxley endured the pain of betrayal, heartbreak, and manipulation from his former Shield brother and the cunning Paul Heyman. This moment was payback, years in the making, delivered with cold, unforgiving finality. Moxley didn't stop there. He seized the Money in the Bank briefcase, the symbol of Rollins' power, lifting it with a look of disgust. The crowd held its breath as Moxley dropped the briefcase onto Rollins' prone chest. A bold statement, the reign of Rollins, fueled by Heyman's sinister guidance, was under threat. Behind the scenes, a shocked WWE and a possible Tony Khan coup reports from backstage confirmed that WWE officials were caught completely off guard by this unprecedented crossover. The normally tightly controlled WWE programming was shaken to its core, with whispers swirling that Tony Khan, the AEW president, may have secretly greenlit this bold move. If true, this could be the most game-changing collaboration or collision the wrestling business has ever seen. Jon Moxley's unexpected appearance wasn't just a moment. It was a seismic event, rewriting the very rules of professional wrestling. The ramifications are still unfolding, and neither WWE nor AEW may have anticipated the full extent of this powder keg explosion. What's next? Questions burning in every fan's mind. So now the burning questions remain. Was this a one-time statement or the dawn of a new era where AEW and WWE collide regularly? Is this the beginning of a full-blown crossover that could reshape the industry? Or is there something deeply personal driving Moxley's wrath in this invasion? And how will Seth Rollins respond? Will he seek brutal revenge? Will Paul Heyman regain control? Or is his empire on the brink of collapse? The fallout starts now. Smash that like and subscribe. Wrestling fans, this moment has changed everything. The forbidden door between AEW and WWE isn't just cracked open. It's been obliterated. The landscape of professional wrestling is on the verge of chaos and transformation. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, because the fallout from Jon Moxley's shocking invasion will dominate wrestling headlines for weeks to come. Turn on your notifications so you don't miss a single moment of this historic storyline as it unfolds. The war between WWE and AEW has just escalated into a new, unpredictable battle. The forbidden door is open, and no one knows what's waiting on the other side.